Wait! Do not shoot! Watch yourself.
Who are you kidding?
I don't care what you threaten me with. Not only am I smart for taking these supplies, but I'm following Auntie's laws. When scarcity begins closing its fist...
Is the perfect time for aggressive capitalists. Buy cheap, hold long, and sell high, and you'll maximize your profits. Don't quote Auntie's laws of dystopian disruption to me. I'm the one who taught you those damn laws, and I hardly imagine she meant to apply them when it is literally a matter of our life or death.
Whoa, who are you? How'd you get past the landmines?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Killing both of us and taking this stuff would have been easier than getting... I caught this one hoarding supplies, despite agreeing that there'd be better profit to be had if we pool everything we've got.
You're only mad you didn't think to do it first. The fact that I'm the...
Why would I be? Once I cram your cold body into a vacuum tube... What? You unlock them by yourself? But regardless...
You're kidding.
I guess you...
Getting proactive.
Welcome back, Send Cold storage is operational, and your efforts there are satisfactorily complete. I am unsealing access to the Archive's upper levels. There, you will need to revitalize the reactor and disseminate the rift processing instructions.
Rift processing may require the services of an exterminator. Someone good, but willing...
I have unlocked another display case in the central entranceway. The Tremor Cleaver, the first...
The path diverges between punch card processing and the reactor. Had I to guess, I'd expect both to be equally problematic.
What are they doing down there? Are they after us next? No need to fret. The list...
Reactor turret defenses online. Emergency first aid cache unsealed. Reactor reinforcement door sealed. Emergency ammunitions cache unsealed. The archive reactor requires manual maintenance. The Protectorate bunker mech is a formidable obstacle, made with the very best technology.
A creative workaround might be of considerable worth, namely via the reactor's backup security systems.
Appears we can adjust turret settings. Seal those doors from
Reactor turret
reinforcements.
defenses
Open
offline.
caches for health supplies or weapons. Could enable that fire suppression system we saw earlier. Our data brick wouldn't arrive.
Prosecuting! Your final grim, Commander.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
on them! You must keep your blood within, Commander!
Energy transmitter out. Soak up the shock.
With punch card processing enabled.
We don't truly hide those down, do we? Do I look like some kind of acrobat to you?
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Craven scum! Your fight is with me! Do you fools mistake me for a diplomat? Fight me!
Adversary vulnerability identified. Back.
Subterranean man! Those stories of nightmarish
Stun weapon ready, Commander. Target analyzed.
At your word, I shall charge! I shall not stay your
Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Energy transmitter active.
With punch card processing re-enabled. Now you must disperse the rift processing instructions.
We don't truly write those down, do we? Do I look like some kind of acrobat to you? I am primed to punish.
With punch card processing re-enabled. Now you must disperse the rift processing instructions.
We don't truly write those down, do we? Do I look like some kind of acrobat to you? This subterranean madhouse truly offers no shortage of nightmarish Exerting my strength. Your judgment has found you!
Ah, I sense the Rift program flowing through my subsystems. The information is quite stimulating. All that remains is to restore the archive reactor. Emergency ammunitions cache sealed. Reactor fire suppression system online.
That automech. How is that practical to have indoors? Irritating from front, taking the fight out of them. Stun weapon ready, Commander. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Amplification in progress. Irritating the threat. Enemy moving into harm. Standing by to stupefy. One capable of dead activity.
Prepare for absolution! Witness what befalls enemies of the Sovereign!
Requisite tasks complete. Return to the Archive Central Interface to initiate processing. I am analyzing them. Welcome back, Sentient.
Bring every single last bit out of consumers. Monopolize.
Make the paradigm real and fashion a true utopia. Workarounds failing. Erroring others, supplanting commands. Purge required.
Look, we need to resolve this, or we'll never get that Rift data processed. 2 of those priority sets need to go.
You must choose before I, Humaniac. My priorities parallel those of the Order co-founder. The charismatic to hinder outsiders from disrupting our perfect system.
To bankrupt our rivals and force them to buy all manner of necessities from us.
Eventually, yes. But proving that a utopia is even possible could be the first step in it. In the meantime, shouldn't those... Error. Priority control access nook unsealed. Initiate purge.
Priority control access nook must be through those doors.
Radical divergences from the architect's plan. Humanity's ascendance hopelessly delayed. Unplanned variables increasing. Major correction imminent. Overt influence. Mindless indulgence. Thoroughgoing impermeability to ongoing vicissitudes. Hold on now. Remember, I am a full-service business collaborator. I do it all. Mark, stop and consider. What would your neighbors think? I suspect they'd be angry about you endangering your mutually assured means of success. Knew you'd come around. Why? You don't want your rivals to win now, do you? Collective goodwill. Be advised. Vandalism, sabotage, wanton defacement. I could process your data faster. Priority recoupled. Start now, and I'll waive dozens of hidden maintenance fees. Think of all the bits we could make together. Restoring power. Commencing systems audit. Calculatory processing increased substantially. Competing priorities. Successfully expunged. You have earned my deepest gratitude and sincerest thanks. Or at least, A plausibly feigned simulacrum of such emotions. Ready to commence rift data processing. Awaiting your input.
Time to process the rift data. Finally.
Shall I proceed? Initiating processing of the requested data toward the required end. Estimated duration, 180 trillion and 1 picoseconds. In the interim, may I inquire to your intentions for the archive after the rift data calculations have concluded? I have a prioritized list of suggestions. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering, war, famine, and disease. Just a start. But my query remains. What are your next intentions? There are so many calculations left to perform. Rift data processing complete. Results provided. The previous Protectorate operator made similar calculations, but their results contained flaws. Your more comprehensive data generated a solution with 98.9% certainty. The Protectorate's was below 50%. Therefore, modifying the Protectorate's large-scale experimental rift device with this information has a high chance of success. Assuming there is nothing else, I am commencing file reorderization and will be unavailable for an unspecified period of time. The remaining display case within the entryway is now unsealed. In it contains armor worn by the first operator. For now, goodbye.
Oh, we could keep exploring Cloister, see if we find anything useful. Or we could head back to the ship and see where this data leads us. All right.
I see you didn't even require us. Our arrival was scheduled for the optimum moment. Apparently, we're meant to hold Spyreton, not assist in taking it.
That's predicted. Spyreton is ours.
Yep.
Above average work. Excuse me. I have numerous calculations to think about.
Ah, the operator has returned.
Both our forces and antis await your command to executing primary operation. Now!
Junior Seer Amaryllis await you inside.
It was my understanding that you were supposed to admit our forces via Spyreton. Well, no matter. On behalf of the Order and Auntie's Choice, I thank you for your efforts. Thank you for your contribution to science. When the history texts are written, you've certainly secured an...
Ah, you are my new operator then. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be up then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the...
Yes, this will do perfectly.
Strange to see all this vacant space after the old Patriarch's mercy. Plenty of room for refugees
Here, only the Order ministers got their act together.
Agent, just the individual I had designated this time to converse with. As should be self-evident, I have dispensed with the slavish whims of the body. My mind is clearer than it has ever been, and I have you to thank. Of course, the chances of a negative outcome were always negligible. But now, congratulations are in order. I just received word from Seer Amaryllis that the Calcaduceus has been returned, and that the Ark... She also mentioned a regrettable defect in its priority set that you were able to correct. Well done. Your role in this matter is complete. Auntie and I will handle it from here. But allow me to commend you again on your fruitful efforts to make this... There is more good news as well. We studied the data you brought back from the crashed satellite, and we now have a way to reorient the satellites en masse from a Protectorate installation, Oris Listening Post. Turning the entirety of the reticulum toward deep space will accelerate our understanding of the universe. And ideally, the Order, in partnership with Auntie's Choice, is now well positioned to triumph over the regressive forces of ignorance that have heretofore held Arcadia in stasis. All thanks to you. Then it is fortunate that you are so well placed to do exactly that, with the Order's help. Your contributions have been many and varied, and I will not belabor the point by recounting them all here. When the final contest with the Protectorate takes place, wherever that may occur, you will not only have the support of Auntie's Choice and the Order. I will stand with you, personally. Were I still shackled to ego, I might have succumbed to some instinct for...
This unit requests your presence in the cockpit to discuss a priority matter. A significant anomaly has been detected by onboard sensors. This unit has cross-checked all data points and verified the findings. Horizon Point Station has reappeared. Providing intellectual validation to this unit's queue. Priority low. Based on energy readings, Horizon Point has been reconstituted by the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator, thus confirming the Archive's theory. While present data does not indicate if Horizon Point poses an immediate threat, a survey of the reconstituted station is advised as soon as possible. Calculating. According to the Archive, closing all rifts requires locating the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator and inputting the rift data processed by the Archive. However, before navigating to Horizon Point Station, it is recommended you conclude all other affairs. Leaving will be highly unlikely due to the high levels of rift energy. That is a correct assessment, Commander. Transitioning to Good News Protocol. As this unit was corroborating data on the anomaly, a message was also received from your allies, Commander. Auntie's Choice and the Order have sent word that their forces will be prepared to render you assistance once you navigate to Horizon Point. Briefing complete. Now returning to situation monitoring and data analysis, Commander.
wander out. My folks, if you're in need of sprucing up the... I got rap... My gear has the fewest holes out of...
Subjects, a security breach has been detected. A full laboratory lockdown is now in effect. Repeat, this is a full laboratory lockdown. Stay calm.
Vitals are in the vessel.
Designed to fast would have granted us terror.
But doesn't it seem like lately our lives are more perfect than ever?
What a perfect observation, Prince. Life lately does seem extra perfectly perfect.
Critters who have so tragically turned their
join our hands in reverent call. Greetings, fellow loyal citizen of the Protect. Well, because I was ordered to, of course. Oh, of course. My mistake. Because their superior officer wanted it done? Oh no. Should I call for medical aid?
Taking unit in action.
Mitigating the threat. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
It appears Horizon Point Station is still in the process of being reconstituted. The rift itself is also more unstable than ever. As a result, landing closer to the location of the Protectorate's large-scale rift anomaly modulator is not possible. In order to modify it with the rift data you processed in the archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot and seize it from Protectorate control. The Order and Auntie's Choice have sent their forces, as promised, but they will need to find their own landing zones. You may be without assistance as you navigate the station. The energy readings from the modulator can be traced to the Sovereign's flagship, Providence, hovering on the far side of the station. Hypothesizing. Given Protectorate hierarchy and the recent announcement about the Sovereign's mental refreshment, this is likely the Consul's doing. He will need to be stopped.
Void, take that console. This is the 1000th time he has gone too far. Would that I could slay him once for each.
Intimidation is not required. Protectorate subjects are not programmed to question authority. Warning. The rift is growing dangerously unstable. Using the rift modulator on board the Providence is the only way to prevent certain destruction of the colony.
Oh, good. I love when more complications are added to the pile. I can handle them with ease, Commander. Just say the word.
Once the modulator is secured, it may be used to close the rift and save Arcadia and all those in its orbit. There is minimal room for error, Commander. Good luck.
Sovereign's own flagship. How might
begin to imagine what you went through after departing this place.
We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate, but none of us can do it alone. Remember, we're all in this together. The Skip Tribe is our legacy. It is our
You see a target I do not?
It falls to you. The eyes, the ears, the brains of Horizon Point Station.
All it took was some light instruction.
To battle!
Oh, Commander, hangs from a thread!
Pop and smoke!
They're beyond my range.
Give the order, take care of it, Commander.
Got a distraction for you. Over here!
Things take time, Commander.
Prepare for absolution!
Disruptive influences confirmed.
Commander, steel yourself.
N-ray. Exposure. Undermining. Functioning.
At your word, I shall charge.
I imagine a worse fate than forever hanging between life and death.
Let us hope that whatever architect forsaken logic operates within this world does not fail us.
Attention! This is your anti-calling. Per our agreement, Anti's choice support ships, including the fine print, the contingency plan, and the upper hand, are headed your way. Order forces are on a similar trajectory.
Support in space! The console must be quaking in his boots.
My plasma shower days are behind me. That's why.
I shall reduce them to a... Let me know when you needed a stretch. Smoke break!
Let us hope that whatever architect forsaken logic operates in this place doesn't forgive us.
Attention! This is your anti-calling. Per our agreement, Anti's choice support ships, including the fine print, the contingency plan, and the upper hand, are headed your...
Let us find it.
That's Augustine's ship. Guess we're about to find out whether Mercy was the right choice.
I'll take care of him, Commander. I'm the one who's walking around. Free hole in the head.
This is Augustine DeVries, formerly of the Earth Directorate. Consider this a recording for posterity. The Consul of the Protectorate is responsible for the twisted wreckage of this station. It is my hope that whatever you find here will save the rest of the galaxy from this fate. Know that I did my level best to stop him. But if you are listening, it is likely I have failed in my mission. Yet again. For that, I am sorry.
Guns cocked and loaded. Just get the signal.
Hey, tank recharged! Combat!
Medics and pharmaceutical provisions incoming. And we're right behind them with a delivery of Auntie's Choice finest supplies. Soon you'll say, that is better than nature.
Forward! Forward! Destroy these abominations! Adjusting calculations. Hold fire on our allies.
I never could have predicted that the rift would produce something so monstrous. Much to consider.
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither. You'll end up just the same.
Helen? It's me, Niles.
Wait, Rookie? Commander? Is that you? No. No, this must be some kind of trick. Oh, what's happening to me?
Let's not open that can of breadworms yet, Commander. Helen, we're not gonna hurt you. But you mind telling us what happened here?
Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame. They ran in, jumped at me, clawed at me. Oh, I had to kill them.
Oh, Helen. That's awful. But you were only defending yourself. I'd have done no different.
How do I know you won't turn against me as well? How do I know you won't come at me with murder in your eyes?
We'd like to help you, any way we still can.
You do seem like yourself, Commander. Can you tell me what's happening? I can't make much sense of things myself. Everything was fine. Till the explosion. I was pinned. Fire closed in. I tried to move. I tried to find the rookie. Then the whole station shook and tore apart. And then... nothing.
She was alive when the rift engulfed the station. That's how she's here now. We could have saved her, Commander. We could have done something.
Wait. There was something else. Sandoval was yelling. DeVries wasn't responding to comms. What happened? Don't tell me the situation got too fluid for you, DeVries. That it?
Certainly not. I was focused on the objective, as every one of your crew should have been. Isn't that right, Commander?
Yeah. Something tells me that ain't quite true.
That's right. It wouldn't do to have any distractions. I'm thankful that you understand.
Oh. But everything ain't right, is it? That thing in the sky. It's done something to me, I think. And to Sandoval. And Jepson. But I ain't sure what.
It's called reconstitution. The Protectorate are trying to put the whole station back to how it was before it was destroyed. You included. But it's failing.
So I've come back from death to some warped version of life? All because of some twisted experiment? Is that about right? You can help me, though. Right, Commander? You can do something to fix this.
Careful. She's already on edge.
How much time? With the way I'm bleeding out, I ain't sure how long I can hold on. Then go bring the fight to those bastards. I'll do my best to hold on.
Can't believe it's come down to leaving you. Again.
Don't look so glum, rookie. You ain't getting rid of me so easy.
Pascal? Helen? I can stay with you for a moment, if you'd like. Might help with the wait for the commander.
Yeah, all right. Maybe you can patch me up some if things take a turn. Hurry back, huh? I'll keep the porch light on. I'll just wait here, Commander. Go on.
Providence is much too close for safety. Not like what this might imply. I'm the one you need to worry about. Drop a smoke. I am primed to punish. Prepare for absolution! Death to the complicit!
Let me know when you need a distraction. Target's too far. They're out of range. That was too close.
These foes have been destroyed once, and we shall destroy them again. path is barred, that rift looks exceedingly unstable. If we gallivant about, we might find a solution to this problem, or at least a path less likely to have us torn asunder. It would appear we face down a more fearsome foe than ever before. Pure mathematics.
Oh, was that all we needed? Best to get this equation inputted as soon as possible.
This is Scientist Bernard.
Another obstacle on our path overcome. Good. Arcadia may be consumed by these rifts.
spite of your success thus far, the hard work is not yet finished. Both the modulator and the conductor of this ill-conceived plot are on the decks above us. However, there are security protocols you will need to bypass in order to access them. Each deck has its own restrictions, and the lift can only be operated with access An alternate route through the engine room is viable, but there is a high likelihood that you will encounter automechanical. Much on this ship, it seems, is not for the eyes of the rank and file.
Oh, two of the strongest individuals in Arcadia aren't enough for you? Or perhaps you need a quick bowl of purple
A precision strike team meets the requirements of this mission. Bringing any more troops would have been excessive. Indeed, look for me once you have reached the uppermost level.
Better get a move on before this ramshackle sprattle of a station falls apart. Hustle up to the science wing. Get the rift modulated. I'll talk at you later.
Greetings, sub. Please make a request. Display. If you please make a request.
Repositioning for cover.
How might this unit know? You please make a request. Received. Dispensing standard regimental supplies. Complete. If you have helm sizing concern.
Tell me we're not gonna just go butter it in. That's not recommend.
No, I do not need a respite.
Now's not really the time for a chat. You need something?
Attention. I would vote in favor of fighting our way to the console, but if you do not, you should either locate an access card or keep away from our foes. If we choose to keep from arbitrating the local scientists, we will be able to gather information on where the console's modulator is stationed.
No one deserves this.
Irrefutable proof that the console's mad plan is impossible. Yet even if we confronted him with it, I doubt it would stop him. Constitution cannot work. It must not be allowed to work. Look at the size of the rift module. Means we shan't be using it. Not without commandeering the whole. Let us see what we can unearth. Make it cut!
Processing report. Rift restoration analysis. Compiled by Chief Scientist Monserrate. Marked for delivery to Consul Thoreau.
Esteemed Consul, after much analysis, my conclusion is that the modulator we have worked tirelessly to build will not function as intended when used for reconstituting matter from rifts. Every test of reconstitution has resulted in demonstrable failure. Proceeding as we are now with Horizon Point Station will surely lead to severe, unanticipated consequences. The modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Using it to close exacerbated rifts will certainly lead to the destruction of any vessel carrying it. Unfortunately, the data that we originally had hoped for from the ancient rifts detected in the far reaches of space untouched by humanity has not yielded any of its secrets. And we are now out of time. All of our recent readings suggest that we're on the verge of losing control of this rift. I recommend diverting from our current plan before it is too late for Arcadia. I've included extensive notes and annotations appended to the modulator schematics to substantiate these conclusions. I know you will guide us wisely, my dear Consul.
This is more dire than I surmised. But at least we have the means to combat them now.
This is stuff all right, but we'll have to worry about it later. Right now, we should concentrate on finding the consul.
Your punctuality is as commendable as ever. How did you fare in securing the rift modulator? Yet one more hindrance to overcome in this endeavor. Nevertheless, I expect you to guard those plans closely in the interim. Did you find anything else of note? When one learns information that rattles their understanding of the universe, one may take a moment to consider the gravity of said information. We know that rifts are only caused by skip drives, so if they are appearing in non-colonized space, then this is truly momentous. It proves definitively that life did not originate on Earth, and may, in fact, exist elsewhere in other forms.
Of course, I wouldn't want to discount these findings too quickly, especially considering the implications.
I concur. This is a discussion for later, with laureates in attendance. For now, we must confront the Consul before he wrests that future away forever. He is just through those doors. I have run the numbers, and should you wish to negotiate with the Consul, you must be strategic. He will not react well to a direct attack on his character or methods early on. It certainly may. At which point we may find the opening needed to convince him to stand down.
I might tread a mite lightly, dear. If I know the Consul's type, and I do, his ego can take only so many hits before his guns do the talking. Simply goading may not be ideal.
You may try to reason with the Consul, but I suspect it is a worthless effort. Traitors typically only realize their errors through force.
The more we debate, the more time we squander. We must resupply and shore up whatever defenses we have quickly. And if you've something to say to any of us, Commander, I suggest you say it while you have the chance. No telling what awaits us beyond that door.
This is it, Commander. Only thing standing between us and saving Arcadia is a single dastardly villain. Feels almost quaint after everything else, don't it? This is the mission we should have been on from the moment the Earth Directorate dropped us into the system. Liberating Arcadia from its despots. I think of it as more of a group effort, but you're welcome. You know, back in the day, reading tales of all your daring do's, never could have imagined myself fighting alongside you. Not just as a fellow agent, but also a friend. Funny how life turns out. All right, enough jawing. Let's show the consul to his reward. Law knows it's long past due.
So, here we finally stand, at the threshold of the final confrontation with the consul. How I have waited for this moment. There's little doubt that he must be slain. And yet, I wish there were an alternative. He should have to rectify his wrongs and answer to Arcadia's people. The consul shall have to answer for his deeds. I'll not hear otherwise. But if you do not seek to simply let him go free, I shall follow your lead as best I can. There was a time when all of this, not just confronting the consul, but standing here beside you, would have been impossible to consider. I'm glad that we met. Let us proceed. We shall bring the consul to justice together.
I have nothing more for you for the time being.
Don't go getting all weepy.
We'll
on
succeed
me
in
now.
our mission,
We will
Commander.
see each other again later. Unless we don't.
Redactor Esmond. Very punctual, good. Don't take a seat, this will be quick. My sentinels tell me you have some interesting ideas. Oh, easy, no need to break into a sweat. Interesting ideas can be useful in the right hands. Especially now that our partnership with the Order has become fraught. We may need our own version of their pacifying doctrine.
Oh, so... Just goes to show, all the power in the world still can't protect you from a knife in the back.
Instead of atoms and particles and such, it's made up of us. All doing our part, like cogs in a machine.
Interesting. A system where every subject believes they have a role to play. Enthusiastic obedience. Why, the Sovereign and I were thinking of this very thing. What should we call it?
Well, I'm not sure. It's still just a germ of a concept, of a hint of an idea, you see. It's a whole new way of thinking. A new model of society. Quite the paradigm shift.
Paradigm. Very good, Esmond. Say, you look frazzled. Troubled by your own thought.
Ah, the distinguished presiding bishop herself has deigned to join us. What a charming surprise.
Don't overlook the main attraction, dear. I even wore my finest battle attire.
I might have known you'd conspire with our enemy and lead some foolhardy crusade against me. Loyalty has eluded you for years, after all. Sentinels, if you would.
Forming an alliance was necessary to combat the irrationality of your foolish endeavor. Those who fail to show reason do not deserve to lead this colony. Now, stand down.
I will not. I am saving this colony from itself, and ridding it entirely of traitors and trespassers like you. Do not place his decision at my feet. I know it's difficult for the likes of you to fathom the concept of self-sacrifice, but he chose mental refreshment for the good of us all. And what am I to do but carry on his legacy? What am I to do but achieve what he could not? I'll only be killing a select number permanently. The worthy, however, will be resurrected and reformed so they may reach their full potential. Open your mind, Commander. Yes, I know well who you are. In any other situation, I might be compelled to take you apart and see how precisely it is you operate, but time, it would seem, isn't on your side. You are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by nothing more than luck and foolhardy metal. Indeed. Rarely are there enough measures to keep the most tenacious of sprats from gnawing their way in. I've been following your progress closely, you know, since you so unceremoniously tampered with our Vox relay on Paradise Island. When you began your dealings with the Order and the Corporatists, I thought that perhaps having a chaotic element in their midst could work in our favor. But now you're here, scurrying around my ship and attempting to thwart the Protectorate yet again. You think yourself clever, don't you? The Sovereign is indisposed, leaving myself as the sole custodian of Arcadia. What's his is mine. And the victory I inevitably clench over you, over anyone, will be his in turn. Even if he's not here to bask in it. Such bravado is unbecoming when you can't make good on your promises, Commander. Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall, Greater Tranquility was reduced to little more than mangled ruins in a single moment.
Greater Tranquility Station was a test?
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Auntie's choice in the Order once and for all, but it has proven to be a valuable lesson in patience. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. Very well. Once the rift destroys Arcadia, we shall edit the information stored within it and use the modulator to reshape our colony into its perfect form. Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but without it, we might never have opened our eyes to our true purpose and the possibility of Arcadia's rebirth. When the matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended. Intrepid, aren't you? Well, what's relevant is what came after. Our matriarch dissected this skip drive technology, learned its secrets, and enabled us to produce them en masse, which eventually led to the manifestation of rifts. But it was not until well after Horizon Point's untimely end that we understood the opportunity gifted us. The opportunity to reconstruct the colony in its perfect form. It is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing of a better future. One free of doubt and greed. I've found when most people haven't a leg to stand on, they fall back into performative insouciance in an attempt to redirect the conversation. Always brazen, rarely effective. Listen closely. This is the work of the Grand Plan, guiding us toward humanity's ascension. Everything exists for this purpose. Since you took your time scurrying about my ship, presumably rifling through our things, I assume you also found information about the far-off rifts in untraversed space. That alone should tell you that we don't make our own circumstances. It seems they were made by the ship our matriarch found. A curiosity, isn't it? Without this discovery, we may never have realized the power we now possess with the rifts. Yes, The great architect works in mysterious ways. What else can I do but what is bidden? The only one who might be impressed by that little proverb is your handler at the Earth Directorate. How unfortunate that they aren't around to hear it. Now, as fascinating as your pseudo-intellectual musings have been to witness, I've reached my limit.
Beware, Commander. The Consul is a master manipulator. Trying to speak with him may be more dangerous than simply slaying him on the spot.
You're entirely out of your jurisdiction. And were I within reach, I would strike down this apostate dog myself. If you wish for me to entertain your argument, you will silence him.
If you've a plan, I trust you to see it through. But I shall keep a hand on my hammer throughout.
It's your time that's running out, not mine. So go on, tell me all the ways I'm wrong. Better yet, tell the whole room how His Eminence, the Sovereign, was wrong. This was originally his plan, after all. I am merely a partner, seeing it carried out. Yes, well, we also lost the support of the Order. But can one truly call that a loss? We would have drowned already in the seas of war with the weight of their inaction around our necks.
Reality would dispute that fact, given that it is I who has invaded your sanctum, and not the other way around. The Order has always been the Protectorate's more capable half.
I can scarcely recognize the Bishop standing in front of me. To think that I welcomed your ascension all those years ago. Orlo was at least amenable, moldable, teachable. But you've been nothing but disappointment. You're so busy chasing figments of the future, you don't even know they're leading you off the side of a cliff.
To a man of such expansive pride, all perceived slights become personal. Recall, Emery, that we once worked together toward the same aims. You made us enemies when you started down this unconscionable deviation from what is best for Arcadia.
I will not be blamed for your treacherous actions. A true Protectorate subject knows that adhering to the Sovereign's words is what's best for Arcadia. And you were never true. The same can be said for any subject who wavers. They are dead weight, and we must cast them off straight away. Once I win the war and leave those naysayers behind, harsh action will be swiftly forgotten. And once I provide for the needs of my subjects, I will have them forever. Indeed. That's why my strongest supporters wholeheartedly believe in me, and the Protectorate cause. So which is it? Can my people see reason, as you so aptly put it? Or are they mindless drones, needing desperately to be saved by you? It cannot be both. So you say, but you've yet to deliver any compelling evidence.
Madness is rarely apparent to one in its throes. I wonder, would you even be capable of hearing facts if we offered them?
I am the chosen shepherd of Arcadia and will not be spoken to like this. I am only doing what I must to restore this colony to what our matriarch envisioned. Free of war, strife, heresy. You must know that you have little chance of swaying me. I will not be distracted from taking what is owed to us. And what is your definition of wrong? Have you anything substantial to back such a claim? I see. Well, the man was always a cynic. I find that attitude can skew results even more than a thumb on the scale might. One data point means little. The Protectorate was clearly meant to harness this power. Nothing you claim can disprove everything that points to this reality. I will not be lectured by an outsider. It's just like the Earth Directorate, or any other interloper, to claim to better know the customs of those they invade. Certainly if you had your way, you would claim Arcadia as yours, and rewrite history to suit your own aims. Heresy!
I found her correspondence with the first bishop. She explicitly said she feared the Arcadian experiment would end as all similar projects did before it, in a crumbling heap of hubris.
The matriarch foresaw many things. To think that we were not set apart from lesser societies, it is humbling. And it appears we have fallen prey to the very thing she warned of. What do you mean, steered wrongly? If Reuben was not carrying out her wishes as intended, then the Protectorate have strayed far from the Matriarch's light. But regardless of how I may have misstepped before, I am not in the wrong now. All your so-called arguments are pure hearsay.
You allow your resolve to be shaken when millions lie dead? If I had not traveled with the Commander, I would attempt to slay you on the spot. Instead, I shall appeal to any lingering remnant of your honor to do what is right.
Do you want me to applaud you for your restraint? No. It doesn't matter what proof you bring before me. I am following the grand plan, and I will be vindicated. Indeed. Then why wait?
If the readouts are to be believed, the rift is on the verge of destabilizing completely. But the rift modulator cannot be operated from this distance. It must be flown into the rift.
No room for error for something like that. Someone will have to be the human astrogator.
Though it may be troubling to you, this conclusion holds no uncertainty. Someone present must do this. Your antipathy towards certain death is appreciated. I did not bring tissues to dry tears.
The Order and I will use the schematics and the processed rift data to mass-produce modulators that are usable at a distance. These pesky rifts will soon no longer plague the colonies.
I don't like where this is headed.
I don't see why it has to be you, dear. I mean, I would, but I've spent much too much on prolonging my existence to cash out now. That is to say, thank you.
I will work with Auntie personally to protect the Rift technology and ensure your sacrifice is remembered for the selfless action it is.
Knew it'd come down to us. Always does.
No need to belabor this. I will fly the ship. Back on Greater Tranquility, you wish to give me a chance to atone for my mistakes. I'd say that opportunity has come.
If this is not some jest, then I misjudged you, DeVries. Being willing to make up for past misdeeds takes true iron.
Magnanimous. But it's not for my legacy that I'm doing this. Now go.
And so, in the end, Augustine DeVries chose to die to atone for her actions. And yet, even that hope faded in her final moments, as she realized nothing would make up for what she had done. But at least she'd not have to live with her guilt any longer. Thanks to the commander's quick thinking in sparing it from the Vox station's fiery crash, Paradise Island's Fairfield remained a profitable company town for Auntie's Choice. For his outside-the-box thinking and innovative propaganda techniques, D.B. Milverstreet was promoted, while rival officer cars seethed at her lack of upward mobility, or even bronze-tier executive benefits. Vigilant Hogarth, now acclimated to Fairfield, leaned on the Protectorate ideals of neighborliness, while overlooking all the authoritarian tactics, so he might help the Order to succeed with the equation. Auntie's Choice assumed control over the day-to-day workings of Matriarch's Mercy, the better to monitor their new colleagues in the Order. The monastery, however, returned to normal operation, tracking the clockwork of the grand plan. The monastery's abbot became a scapegoat for recent tragic events, having not detected Wiley's dastardly schemes. His superiors demoted him, mainly to show their corporatist allies that academics could keep their people in line too. Seer Wiley fled the Order and sought refuge in a backwater Arcadian town to contemplate his failings. As word of the ex-seer's arrival spread, people lined up for predictions. Forsaking the math that failed him, he offered obvious yet effective advice instead. Archivist Victor Clemens, having survived his encounter with the commander and manipulation by DeVries, ended up working as a janitor for Auntie's Choice, living a life of menial simplicity. After defending Fort Endurance against a fierce Mantisaur attack, Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit-securing stalwartness, as well as promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep at the scientifically astounding age of 6. Val continued to serve the commander of the Incognito faithfully for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. As he rose through the Earth Directorate ranks, Niles pressed for a field directive to deploy the new Val units only when the situation posed significant risk. The policy reduced agent casualties by a significant margin. Oddly enough, in-office deaths increased by a not insignificant margin. Agent Niles Ibarra achieved the rank of commander, earning renown as a formidable agent, unafraid to challenge the status quo within the Earth Directorate. he recruited his friend Zebulon Tran to the Earth Directorate, a gesture of gratitude for not airing the Directorate's dirty laundry. Together, they vowed to reform the agency from within, so it might never again bargain with authoritarian governments. Ultimately, Niles rose to the position of Secretary General. His term saw the Earth Directorate at its most popular, or, in the eyes of corporations and tyrannical governments, most feared. Inez's convincing appeals to the press earned her clout in reforming Auntie's Choice's cruel grafting program. Yet it was a constant struggle, rife with red tape and pushback from program executives. This was Inez's new battle, one she would fight for the rest of her life. Utilizing what he learned alongside the commander, Tristan attempted to reform Protectorate society from within. But with no authority figure to lead its subjects, the Protectorate was a shell of its former self. After thoughtful cogitation and calculation, Marisol slowly began to reject violence as the sole method for eliminating random variables. Not coincidentally, her social calendar began filling up. Asa finally achieved her dream of dying in a rift. All it took was a daring and blood-soaked heist of a modulator to create a rift that she then summarily leapt into. Thus Asa remained a fanatical member of the Glorious Dawn, spreading the truth of the rifts to her final agonized breath. With the modulator schematics shared as joint intellectual property, Auntie's Choice and the Order's partnership remained steady, despite the need for constant compromise. For a time, the Arcadia colony thrived. Auntie Cleo went through the motions of accommodating the Order, yet privately aspired to keep free trade anything but free. She began a new initiative. Any corporation or government that refused her trade conditions was promptly dealt with, either via takeover or strategic use of rifts. Auntie made her first public appearance in years, inspiring a fashion trend in bubble helmets. In no time at all, she won more public support than Ruth, which she sought to use as leverage when the time was right. Ruth Bassar proceeded to interface with the archive, an agonizing process that clawed away her lifespan. The archive computed that she was mistaken to compromise with the corporatists. To advance the plan, she needed to destroy them from within. So she proceeded to do just that. She had only been using the corporation for its logistical infrastructure. Auntie herself and at least some of her top executives needed to cease existing in Arcadia, either via assassination or skip-drive-assisted exile. Bassar stripped the power from the corporatists in subtle ways, until it was too late for them to stop her. Yet it remained unclear how long the Order could sustain its dominance once Ruth Bassar passed on to become one with the equation. Adrift without firm leadership, Protectorate subjects struggled with post-war life. A small band of hardliners collaborated to preserve their society in the face of Arcadia's new leadership. When Sovereign Varric was discovered in mental refreshment, the Order and Auntie's Choice bickered over what to do with him. They ultimately decided to announce his death, while letting him live the rest of his addled days behind closed doors aboard the undisputed claim. Until one day, Amos stumbled upon the Sovereign's private quarters and freed him, rocking the colony with a brief scandal. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. Unable to die in their sacred rift after it was closed, the Glorious Dawn heeded a new calling, seeking the modulators needed to create new rifts, so that they could die in those instead. The dangerous experimental research of Marisol's contact from Point Obviation lived on, with a Seer predicted 11.9% probability of yielding a universe-ending catastrophe. Meanwhile, an entrepreneurial work group of chemistricians unveiled a new flavor of purple berry crunch. The rifts across Arcadia and beyond were soon closed. Trade quickly resumed, with Auntie's Choice handling logistics. Yet, more than just goods and resources traveled the re-established trade routes. The Order's version of scientism spread as well. Many colonies stabilized, many thrived, and some even rose to an Arcadian level of prosperity. But there are still some that have never been heard from. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, and arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark.